sé si puedo, mi amor, que comprar. Hey guys, Legendary Utch here. Today I'll be revealing the secrets behind language learning, how I was able to catch languages with ease. I'll be ranking languages in term, and it's the easiest to learn coming down. Please note, this will take some practice and a lot of active listening over time. Well, starting the list, I will give it to Russia. Russian language is very easy to learn and very easy to pronounce. Yazavote, Kakhteba Yazavote, the pronunciation, the sentence construction, very easy to catch. But the writing, you have two forms of writing. The first manuscript, that's the manuscript that the main people write, and the second manuscript is the translation manuscript. That manuscript you can catch with ease, but the main manuscript is very hard because you have to learn the pattern. It will take some years to catch the writing. Catch the language with ease, you have to know the main words, right? The starting words for the sentence, like the they, the them, the he, the she, they, them, he, she, yes, we, yes. Once you know those starting words, every other word is easier to catch. To build the certain words in English, which has a different meaning in the Russian language. For example, drug in English would mean like drugs, but in Russia, that would mean friend. Yes, second on the list, I would give it to the, this one is very, I would give it to Spanish, yes. In terms of Spanish, the only problem with Spanish is the verb conjugation. Once you know Spanish, Portuguese, and Italian have a slight similarity when using words. For example, like how are you, como estás, como estai, como va você. Each of them use the same starting word, like como. Como is very popular in both the Spanish, the Italian, and Portuguese. Yo tengo muy mejores, es de Colombia, es Peru, es Venezuela, Chile. Spanish, I was able to get Spanish because of my Spanish friends and my Spanish girlfriends that came to Jamaica over time. While conversing with them, most of them didn't know the English, so I had to learn the Spanish in order to converse with them. And over time I taught them English. What I realized with the Spanish language, each country have a different meaning for the words. So the way you learn Spanish from Spain, Mexico, Cuba, Colombia, Guatemala, Chile, each Spanish, the words, certain words have a different meaning. Fast forwarding from the Spanish, in 2012 I learned Italian from my Italian girlfriend Ida. Catch Italian, it has a very fancy accent.
Purchase your tracks today.
Yes, accent is what made me love the language. With the Italian, I was able to catch Italian because it and Spanish have a slight similarity between the words. Like some items in Spanish is similar to those in the Italian. The Portuguese, though, the Portuguese is a bit slight challenging because you have Portugal Portuguese, which is slightly different from the Brazilian Portuguese. But if you learn one Portuguese, it might not be the same in another country that speaks Portuguese. The Japanese, I wasn't really studying the Japanese, but over time, at the events and the culture, I got fascinated with the language. Thanks to the first Asian girl I met back in 2022, that's when I started to learn the Japanese. The Japanese, the most difficult part in learning Japanese would be the writing. The main writing, like the main manuscript. Obviously the stylish writing, like the Chinese writing, that writing would be very hard to catch. Up to now I haven't catch the writing, but in the second form of writing, like Bichiwa Doko desu ka, the BIC, that the word itself, in the second form of translation writing, I can catch that. Once you know Japanese, Chinese or Korean will be very easy to catch because they share a slight similarity. As you can realize, most of the movies, some of the Korean can understand the Japanese even though the language is slightly different. Once you watch the shows in Japanese or any anime, over time you will catch that language with ease. You will find yourself singing songs in Japanese, but when speaking, it's a total different thing. Another Soro, do you drive? The hardest language for me, up to this day, the hardest language that I tried to learn and couldn't catch was German. My friend from France was teaching me German language, but for 3 months I gave up on it because some of the words are so long and the memorization is very hard. So to catch the language, you have to love the culture. And you have to be able to practice it each day, have videos, audiobooks. You can even change the language in your phone to the language that you want to learn, and over time you catch it. everything that you study, you look on the internet, it has to be in the language for you to be fluent in the language. You cannot say, alright, I'm going to try the language today, and by next week I give up on it. No, it won't work like that. I can't pay for the course, and then you complete the basics of the course, and you reach to the advanced, going to the intermediate, and once you reach near to the intermediate, you cut off the language. It won't work like that. You have to keep going and going and going. And you realize the more that you go, it's the faster you speak the language. And that's how I was able to speak the Spanish fluently, the Spanish and the Italian fluently, and the Russian. But the Japanese, I still have a little problem with the Japanese. I'm still in the conversational level of the Japanese. So over time, once you learn one language, any other language you set your mind to, you will catch with ease. Very easy. Connect, you have it like that. Guys, today I'll be teaching you the secrets behind language learning.